Hey everybody, I promised an animal video, so here it is. Before I introduce what animal it is, I want to let you know that this animal is a reptile. You've seen this animal many times. And this animal is going to be extremely grumpy because during this video, I'm actually going to show you things about this animal so that we can learn more about it. So before I go get it, I want you to use your big thinking brain. What animal do you think we're going to learn about today? That's right, Muffin! So, I've told you before, but in case you have forgotten, Muffin is a three-toed box turtle. So, the reason why it's called a three-toed box turtle is because unlike other box turtles, on the back of his feet, he doesn't want to show you right now because he's being a turd, he has three long toenails. And so, I told you in the email before, Muffin is a boy. We weren't quite sure before, but this is how you can tell. So if you look at Muffin's face, you can see some of those bright markings in his bright red eyes. And that usually means that it is a male box turtle. And one of the other ways you can tell is that you can see on his paws on his leg that he has bright markings. Females don't usually have those, and males have them because they want to attract the ladies, right? Female turtles don't want a boring guy, right? And so, usually what you can see, excuse me, usually what you can see is his shell. This can be up to 5 inches long. So Muffin is actually a full-grown box turtle right now. And on his bottom, he doesn't want me to flip him upside down. But on his bottom, you can see this hinge right here, just like a door. And you've seen it in class. When he gets scared, guess what he's able to do with all of his legs and his head and even his tail? He's able to close up like a box. And that's why they're called box turtles. And so the last thing I want to show you about Muffin is his stubby tail. That usually means that it's a male turtle. It's usually a fatter tail when it's a boy. Could you imagine, boys, if we had bigger booties just because we were boys? I think that would be a little weird. Thankfully, God did not make us that way. Right? But for Muffin, it works out well. And I'm going to try and get really close so you can see his head. I don't know if you can tell, but it's really dusty. Because earlier in the week when it was nice outside, I got to take him outside and he got to roam around and dig. And this turtle here, rather than wander around, he just dug straight into the ground, went under his leaves, and buried himself in there. His whole bottom was covered with dirt and mud, and his paws and mud of his shell. He needed a bath, so when he went back into his cage and went into the water, it was like this giant mud pit. So if any of you have tracked mud through your house, I'm sure you have. I know I have. He left footprints all over his cage, and it was a disaster. So, last thing I want to talk about Muffin is where turtles like Muffin live. They are from the United States, but they don't live in Ohio. It's too cold for them here in the wintertime. But they live in the southern states like Alabama, Mississippi, Missouri, and Texas. And they live in other places as well around there. But the cool thing about three-toed box turtles that's different than other types of turtles is that three-toed box turtles are better pets than a lot of turtles because if you take a turtle from a wild, a lot of time they freak out and they don't know where they are and they spend their whole life trying to get home. They're really stressed out. Three-toed box turtles do better with that. They're like, oh, this is my new home now? I can get used to this. And so they make better pets than other box turtles do. But in the wild where Muffin would live, he's got paws to dig. And since he's a turtle, He's a reptile, so he needs to be in a sunny spot. But what Muffin really likes to do is he likes to live in grasslands. And you know what habitat that is, but not just grasslands. He likes to live in a place where there's also water too. So he likes marshes or ponds, not to live in ponds, but near ponds. I know, Muffin, you're almost done. He doesn't like being part of class right now. And so what he'll do is dig inside the moist, damp ground next to those ponds, next to those streams or rivers, and hunt for insects in there as well. And you've seen in class how he likes to eat crickets and worms and bugs. So he'll hunt for those in the wild in their natural habitat. What I've been feeding him here is I went to the pet store and I bought him mealworms, and he tends to like those pretty well. He leaves his salad and his fruit and just chomps on his mealworms because he's a spoiled turtle. But the last thing about three-toed box turtles is, it's really cool, in the wild they can live up to 100 years. Can you imagine that? Muffin has a good chance of outliving me. Stop trying to get away. Turtle circle time does not do well, guys. But when he's a pet, box turtles don't usually live as long, just because they tend to get a little stressed out. So that is all about Muffin. I hope you guys are having fun. I'd say Muffin misses you, but I don't know if that's true. I don't think he even misses me. He spends a lot of his days buried under his leaves in his cage. All right? So, but we miss you guys. Muffin says hello. And I hope you learned something cool about three-toed box turtles. See you guys. Wave goodbye, Muffin. Oh, wow, he actually waved. I'm going to shut it down before... Oh, now he's waving a lot. Bye, guys.